Introversion is not mental illness. It is normal to go to a restaurant alone. It is normal to go to a cinema alone. It is normal to have 2 trusted friends than a huge social group. It is normal to find happiness in being alone. I am rarely bored alone. I am often bored in groups and crowds. The loner who looks fabulous is one of the most vulnerable loners of all. Telling an introvert to go to a party is like telling a saint to go to hell. I've been accused my whole life of being too sensitive. This actually kind of pisses me off. But maybe that's just because I'm too sensitive. You see things. You keep quiet about them. And you understand. Writing is something you do alone. It's a profession for introverts who want to tell you a story, but don't want to make eye contact while doing it. Don't be fooled by my quiet exterior. It hides a wild mind and passionate heart. There is a tremendous difference between alone and lonely. You could be lonely in a group of people. I like being alone. I like eating by myself. I go home at night and just watch a movie or hang out with my dog. I have to exert myself and really say, oh God, I've got to see my friends because I'm too content by myself. Naked lions are just as dangerous as elegantly dressed ones. Silence is only frightening to people who are compulsively verbalizing. Introverts live in 2 worlds. We visit the world of people, but solitude in the inner world will always be our home. I think a lot, but I don't say much. The world needs to accept introversion as normal. The world should stop associating introversion with mental illness. People empty me. I have to get away to refill. Asking a hardcore introvert to get excited about working the room is like hiring a performing artist to get excited about accounting. It's just not in their nature. Quiet people have the loudest minds. Extroverts speak, while introverts write. That's the only difference. In order to be open to creativity, one must have the capacity for constructive use of solitude. One must overcome the fear of being alone. In a world where people die for fame, we introverts crave isolation. Don't underestimate me because I'm quiet. I know more than I say, think more than I speak, and observe more than you know. The more you talk, the less people listen. As I learned more about introversion, I became more confident in who I was. I started accepting my need for alone time. I saw my quiet, reflective nature as a strength, not a liability. Everyone shines, given the right lighting. Introverts love, extroverts think they love. A good rule of thumb is that any environment that consistently leaves you feeling bad about who you are is the wrong environment. Introverts move a little slower, speak a little less, and rest a little more. I am a minimalist. I like saying the most with the least. As often happens with introverts, who despite having nothing against people, find the solitude of their home more comforting. as opposed to the company of others. He was thought as arrogant by many. Let's clear one thing up. Introverts do not hate small talk because we dislike people. We hate small talk because we hate the barrier it creates between people. Originality thrives in seclusion, free of outside influences beating upon us to cripple the creative mind. Be alone. That is the secret of invention. Be alone. That is when ideas are born. Silence isn't always agreement. Sometimes people no longer argue because they no longer care. The highest form of love is to be the protector of another person's solitude. In an extroverted society, the difference between an introvert and an extrovert is that an introvert is often unconsciously deemed guilty until proven innocent. You may think I'm small, but I have a universe inside my mind. When you're an introvert like me, and you've been lonely for a while, and then you find someone who understands you, you become really attached to them. It's a real release. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Stay true to your own nature. If you like to do things in a slow and steady way, don't let others make you feel as if you have to race. If you enjoy depth, don't force yourself to seek breadth. I was never less alone than when by myself. Introverts have the greatest power of all, being able to sit comfortably with being alone. Introverts are word economists in a society suffering from verbal diarrhea. Whatever kind of introvert you are, some people will find you too much in some ways, and not enough in others. I want to be alone with someone else who wants to be alone. Never allow anyone to make you feel less than you are. Silence is beautiful, not awkward. The human tendency to be afraid of something beautiful is awkward. After an hour or two of being socially on, we introverts need to turn off and recharge. This isn't antisocial. It isn't a sign of depression. Solitude has its own very strange beauty to it. Your solitude will be a support and a home for you, even in the midst of very unfamiliar circumstances. And from it you will find all your paths. Your light shines even if you feel it is hidden. There's zero correlation between being the best talker and having the best ideas. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. True friends and family will be able to see your spark. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within. You are in control of your own inner peace, regardless of what that sounds like to others. Blessed are those who do not fear solitude, who are not afraid of their own company, who are not always desperately looking for something to do, something to amuse themselves with, something to judge. I wish, as well as everybody else, to be perfectly happy, but like everybody else, it must be in my own way. Being quiet does not mean your mind is any less powerful. the more powerful and original a mind, the more it will incline towards the religion of solitude. Bring those inner thoughts to the surface, and watch the world be in awe of you. Be a loner. That gives you time to wonder, to search for the truth, have holy curiosity, make your life worth living. I owe everything that I have done to the fact that I am very much at ease being alone. Confidence comes in many forms. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Introverts listen more than they talk, think before they speak, and often feel as if they express themselves better in writing than in conversation. They tend to dislike conflict. Many have a horror for small talk, but enjoy deep discussions. I restore myself when I'm alone. My imagination functions much better when I don't have to speak to people. For introverts, to be alone with our thoughts is as restorative as sleeping, as nourishing as eating. Don't question why a person may be introverted. Rather be an ear to listen. The most introspective of souls are often those that have been hurt the most. If you are friends with an introvert, know they truly adore you. Introverts treasure the close relationships they have stretched so much to make. Beware of those who seek constant crowds. They are nothing alone. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't feel bad for choosing a quiet night in over a loud night out. Without great solitude, no serious work is possible. Loneliness is failed solitude. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. A happy life must be to a great extent a quiet life, for it is only in an atmosphere of quiet that true joy dare live. I'm an introvert. I love being by myself, love being outdoors, love taking a long walk with my dogs, and looking at the trees, flowers, and the sky. I'm very picky with whom I give my energy to. I prefer to reserve my time, intensity and spirit exclusively to those who reflect sincerity. A wise man once said, "Nothing